Okay. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Don't worry. I'm coming on camera tonight. Do not worry. I'm definitely coming on camera, y'all. But I ain't gonna lie. I was helping my son with his homework, and I really thought that I was about to have to cancel it, but I do not have to cancel it after all. But and I thought about actually changing the time, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna change the time because the notification definitely won't go out. And seeing as how I haven't been live in a minute, I definitely don't want to. Hey y'all, let me sit up a little bit. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming through. To everybody that actually tunes into this video, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all so much for coming through. Y'all know, well, if you watch me, you know at night I like to be relaxed and kick back and everything. So I'm about to put my scarf on my head because it's nighttime. We done had a long day. I have been watching this trial, you guys. I hope you guys have been watching it. I've been keeping up with it, and it's some interesting things that have taken place in the trial today, you guys. It's some interesting things that have taken place that I definitely want to discuss. Okay. But I want to go ahead and let you guys know a few things. Um, I am going to actually try to stream from the camera and use my computer. And also, I do want to show some portions of the trial. But when I watched last night's live back, I get really irritated when it's like freezing or when it's like any type of like dead air or anything like that. I get frustrated with that type of stuff. Y'all don't deserve that. Even though I'm trying to work out the kinks and I appreciate your patience for that. I want to make things as clear and concise as possible, you guys, because it is a lot of things that is going on in this case that I really want to point out, especially as a fellow Georgian. I really feel like at the end of the day, like I said yesterday, anybody else that would be in this courtroom, for Rico, if it was the mob, if it was whoever, no matter what race, nationality, you are to be given a fair trial. At the end of the day, when a police officer guns down a black man, or if there's a crime that's been committed with any other situation, it would not matter about what you know. It would matter about what you can prove. There are things that should go on in the courtroom. There is certain, how can I say it? There are certain procedures that should be going on in the courtroom. There is a certain etiquette that should be going on in the courtroom, especially when we're talking about a chief executive prosecutor, Miss Love. Especially when we're talking about Miss Love. Miss Love did some things today that I want to point out to you guys. And I'm sorry if I'm jumping in too fast. Hello to any and everybody that comes to this stream. I appreciate you. And I want to make this live as entertaining as possible with you guys. But like, I didn't want to waste any more time. I was like, it's showtime. I should have been live. Let me just go ahead and jump on live right now and work out the kinks as I go. Right. So I'm going to attempt to just do a screen share and show you guys that way what I want to show you. But in the event that that does not go well, in the event that it starts to skip or anything like that, then we're taking it back to the old days, and I'm literally just going to turn the camera around to the television, and we're going to watch it while I'm sitting beside the television. But either way, we are definitely going to watch it. So let me go ahead and let me see if my headphones are put into, because if my headphones audio, let me turn them on. I actually got these headphones recently because they were not expensive at all. And I said I'll try them out and see if they work. So let me see. It should be already on the computer. Is that the one? I think that no, that's not the one. Let me see. Is that the no, that's the regular one. Yeah. Let me see if it's in yet. I had to turn it on, and I may have to just do the mics tomorrow. It sounds like it just came on though. Did it? That's the default one. All right, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'll do it before the live. But so you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go to one of the things that I want to show you guys while I work out some things in the back. So this morning in court, we started out with a lady from, I believe it was Cheetahs, right? And she was testifying because she had had a carjacking happen to her one night, Thursday night, going into Friday morning. She left the club at about 4:30. That's what you're gonna hear her testify to, and you're gonna hear her testify to everything that happened when the carjacking happened to her. So it's some. I'm not gonna have you sit through the whole thing, because if you're watching this case, you've probably been watching it all day, and if you haven't seen it, it's way too much for me to go, for it, every word that they say. I just want to point out to you some of the things that are making me feel that Jeffrey Williams is not receiving a just and fair trial, and that is what I want to see. I want to see him have a fair trial. And at the end of the day, I feel like the state may have jumped the gun with a lot of things. I feel like they saw that interview with $1 million worth of game, and that placed everybody in the same room for them. And I feel like that was them, like they felt like they had it when they probably didn't. They didn't have all the evidence that they needed. They didn't, go through the things that they should have gone through. I feel like they jumped the gun. So whether he has really done these things or not, whether he is really the leader or not, whether this is a solid RICO case or not, it does not matter. All that matters is what you can prove. They have the burden of proof, and I see them trying to cut corners. You guys, when I tell you the chief executive attorney leads the witness, lots of times she's always leading the witness. Literally, I'm going to show you guys where she asked a police officer a question where she wanted him to say yes to the question, right? And he said no. And this lady said, "Are you sure?" Like basically, like that's the wrong answer. I'm gonna show it to you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm gonna show it to you. But it's just like it's 7:42. So they came out of court about an hour and a half ago. And I'm just still like, this is nuts. So let me see. I want to start off. Let me go ahead and go to it first. And if it starts to skip, don't worry. I'm just gonna go back to the old days, turn my computer around and sit next to my television and let you guys see it that way. I want to make sure it's on my YouTube account too. All right, so oops, yeah, turn the mute on, honey. Okay, boom. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the part that I want to point out. No thanks. Why does it say? I don't like the fact that it's saying sign in when I should be signed in. All right, but let's go ahead and get here. Let's go ahead and go here. All right. So I am where I want to be. Hey. Hey, baby daddy. Free thug. That's right. Free thug, honey. Let me thank you. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Mommy love you, Cameron. Let me see. Okay. Did you see it today? Did you see any part of the case today? Cause I've been on it. Tell my baby I love him. My phone died, but it's on the charger now. Let me see. Okay, boom. Screen share. Shout out to my family. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for the support, honey. Now, there we go. All right, Cash, mommy love you. Just I got some things to show the people. So hold tight. Can you see that?
All right, Ms. Love, you can continue the examination, Ms. Rosser, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Rosser, you were in the process of explaining to the jury your responsibilities as a house mom, and you were talking, the last thing that you were stating was about what happens at the end of the night with respect to the money and your responsibility.
Right, and we close out by the manager and I meet in the office and we close out the books and then we leave.
All right. And if you could raise your voice up to that level that you had it before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, that's fine. And is that a practice as a house mom that you do every night that you are working or on duty at the business?
That is a practice I do every night since I have been with this company. Since I have been a house mom. Well, I've only been a house mom for them. So every night, that is the same practice we go through.
Okay, I'm pausing it right now because I want to explain what's going on. And I also need to go to my channel and make sure that everything is playing. All right, so look. This is what's going on. This is the house mom for
Unknown caller.
Boy, how I knew this was you calling me. How I knew this was you calling me. What? Huh? Thank you. I see that. You ain't hear me reply? I did. I replied and I'm live so everybody can hear me. But thank you for the support. Tell my baby I love him. I see y'all tomorrow. Love you. I love you too, boo. I'm proud of you. I am live. Nah, I'm still on there. But I'm gonna be live for about an hour. You gonna see it, Cash. All right, y'all. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it. But thank you. All right. Child. And plus, that man know how much I used to. I love Young Thug music. I really do. I've been listening to him since in the beginning when people were not taking him seriously, saying that he was wearing dresses and all this and that. I knew, I knew that man is a legend. Let's put it like that. He's a legend in so many different ways, and he deserves a fair trial. So, like I was saying, you guys, I'm getting ready to play this. So this is the lady she was the house mother at Cheetahs, and she's gonna talk about what happened with her when she had a carjacking happen. And this is important. The reason why I'm wanting to point this out to you guys is because they named some things called overt acts in furtherance of the gang, right? So what I'm seeing is that they're piling on charges. Say you got 10 people, right? And over the past 10 or 11 years, let's say from 2009 to 2021 or 22, they have literally taken any charges that these young men have had throughout those 10 to 13 years, and they're putting it on Thug. They're on Jeffrey. They're basically, hey sis, I see you. Hey, I'm glad you stopped by, girl. I didn't think nobody was gonna get this notification, girl. It's been so long. But yeah, so basically, you guys, the overt acts that they are naming is crazy to me, because it's like, okay, say you got 10 people or 15 people from the hood, right? They might know each other because they may have grown up on the same block, or maybe let's say 5 blocks, like let's say from 8th Avenue to 10th Avenue, right? People who live down there, they of course are going to know each other because they go to school together, they're in close proximity with each other, they grew up together. Some of them might have had to go to a friend's house to eat sometimes, or borrow a friend clothes, or because they might have been in a struggle. And that's one thing that Jeff talk about all the time, is how he really had to think like a man at a young age because of things that his family was going through, which is not foreign. These things happen all the time, right? So my issue is the 15 people who know each other and who might call each other brothers or say that they family, they are literally taking any charges that them men got by their self, okay? And they're coupling it with this to make a conspiracy, saying that they are doing these crimes in furtherance of the gang. For example, one of them was caught with an ounce of marijuana on him. Okay. So he got possession with attempt to distribute back in 2011 or 12. Let's say 2011 or 12, that happened. They're putting that in the indictment as one of the overt acts, saying that he was selling weed in furtherance of the gang. Now, my problem with that is, how many dudes do y'all know that sell weed so that they can eat, so that they can take care of their family? When I was in high school, dudes were selling weed when I was in high school. They wasn't doing it in furtherance of the game. They was doing it in furtherance of putting something in their stomach because they was hungry. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like irritating, because now I'm realizing, as the case is going on, I'm realizing that the reason why this case is so big, and basically it's so many witnesses, and it's so many overt acts that they are putting down on this indictment, it's 15 people. Say these 15 people got a charge one time every 3 years. They got charged with something. So they got 3 charges total. 15. So that's 45 overt acts that they're putting in the indictment. Are you following me? Anything that these people have done, they are saying that they did it in furtherance of the gang, and that's not true. That's not possible. And we as people know that some dudes that decide that they're going to do that, decide they're going to get out there and sell drugs or whatever they do, 9 times out of 10, they're doing it for themselves. They're doing it so that their family can eat. They're doing it so their family can be safe. Or they might just be young and be in a young mentality and think that, okay, well, my uncle did it and my daddy did it and this person did it. And they might feel like that's the only way that they can eat. You understand? They might not have graduated high school. They might feel like that's how they can survive. But it's not right to put all of those things on Young Thug and say that people were doing that in furtherance of the game. One thing that he did not need was no money from none of them people. If anything, he would give them money. He didn't need their money. This man got caught with and I'm going to point it out to you guys. You know, we had a long day in court today, a long day yesterday. I was just helping my son with his homework. So it's like a lot of things that are happening right now, and I'm busy, but we're getting ready to have a break for a few days in the courtroom. So I'll be able to actually put the things together to be able to show you more of what I'm talking about. But it's like every day that the court is over, I'm irritated because I see things that have been done that's just not fair. I feel like the judge is you know, letting the state slide on so many things. The state is telling the judge what to do at this point. I feel like today he was a little bit better. Today he was putting his foot down a little bit more. Yes, girl. He in court, girl. Don't worry, I'm gonna catch you up. Because with this break that we're getting ready to have, sis, we'll have time to put clips together and I'll be able to show y'all so much more. You know what I mean? Of what I'm talking about. I'm kind of just like naming little things right now that's on the top of my head, but I got some things wrote down and I'm gonna put a compilation together because it's just crazy the things that I'm seeing happen in court, and I'm like, this is not legal. One thing I know for a fact is not supposed to happen is an attorney is not supposed to look at the witness and tell the witness whether they should say yes or no to a question. They are not supposed to look at the witness and be nodding their head yes or no like this, like giving signals to the witness. This lady's so crooked. She got a crooked spirit about her, girl. Her name is Miss Love, the attorney. She's the chief executive attorney on the case. And I mean, she's a smart woman. She's a sharp woman. You know what I mean? I respect her mind, but I don't respect when she starts trying to cheat. When she get under pressure, she want to flirt with the judge and try to charm him or try to cheat. I'm going to point it all out to you, girl, though. Don't worry. Don't worry. This live going to be a short live because I'm just, you know, I want to come live and tell you guys how I'm feeling about everything and what's going on. But we're going to get into this. We definitely going to get into this. And I'm still doing the purge too. So we got a lot of things we're going to be doing. I'm getting back in the groove. And I appreciate my sisters for still coming back no matter how long I've been gone. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate y'all for still even looking out for me and coming to my live and stuff, man. I really do. I really do. So let me go ahead and go back to, I'm gonna let y'all see these clips and I'll explain them as we go.
Every night.
And you were talking about working or having opened up the Pink Pony South.
I was helped open it. I was, they brought on staff to open it up, and I was one of the original staff brought on to open the Pink Pony South.
At some point, did you also become a house mom at another location?
Well, in 2011, Pink Pony South was having issues with Forest Park, and it looked like they were going to close Pink Pony South. So they moved me to the Gold Rush, which is on Metropolitan Parkway.
What is the address on Metropolitan Parkway?
Our address is 2608 Metropolitan Parkway.
So when was it that you started working at Gold Rush?
In November of 2011.
Now tell the jury a little bit about what.
So keep in mind, and I'm going to be pausing this a little bit as well to try to prevent the freezing and stuff, but keep in mind, we're talking about 2011. You'll see why I say that in a second.
What your duties were at the Gold Rush, and by that I mean the times that you worked and what you did when you went.
It was the house mowing process is the same at all of our clubs.
Okay.
Across, yes, we do everything the same. Paperwork's the same. Wednesdays, every night, I leave my house about 7:30, get there at about 8 o'clock. That's when night shift starts. Thursday morning, we'll close the shift Thursday, and Friday morning between 5 to 6, I'll get out. Saturday and Sunday morning, anywhere from 7 to 8:30 or 9.
So it's a 12-hour shift for you?
Towards the weekends, it is. We run more girls. Every girl does have to pass. I have more paperwork. And I let them stay there and at least try to pass and give them time to pass. And then when I go, if they haven't been able to pass, then we get them a ride to make sure they get home safely.
Okay. How visible are you within the Gold Rush from the time that you go in to the time that you leave?
Not visible at all. I come in, I go in back, I usually come out maybe once, and no one would ever know I'm there the rest of the night.
And when you leave, let me go back to January 18th of 2013. Would you tell the jury what you remember about that specific date?
I actually did not remember the date, so.
Did y'all hear that? She says she doesn't even remember the date. Let's continue. I like this lady.
It was any other day. It's monotonous, everything there.
What, do you remember the day of the week?
I do not even.
Okay.
No. I do.
Baby, this the prosecution that's questioning her because they have the burden of proof. And you have a witness on the stand that does not even remember the date in question that you guys are about to be discussing.
I do not. I just.
Would showing you an incident report from that event refresh your memory at all?
It would, yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to label the document that I will show the witness, states 19 R, and I will show, well, counsel has this. It's an incident report, case number 2013-01-
Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to make you guys sit through the whole entire testimony. But I do want you guys to see enough to have context on what I'm going to speak on, okay? So don't worry. We're not going to sit through her whole testimony. I'm going to get to the parts that I want to show. But this right now, this part is relevant. So I'm going to let it roll.
0272 that has been provided in JEFFERY.
All right,
May I approach?
you may now.
If you would, just reading page 1 at the top. And if it does not refresh your memory, that's fine. But just let me know if it does.
Okay, thank you.
And you're welcome to come through any other.
Let us know when you're finished, Ms. Rosser, okay?
Thank you, I will. Yes, sir.
And you can continue to flip through, you don't have to stop at.
Oh,
Now, you guys, that young man right there with the short, the young man with the shorter, like, locks that are like more sticking up, the camera just panned to him right before I paused it. That is the young man that they are trying to say did this, just so you guys know. But watch what this lady said. Look at her, look at her, look at her. That lady is telling me.
Judge, if I may, if that was all things long, I'm going to stipulate that it was Friday, that I was there to leave. Yeah, no objection.
Your Honor, I appreciate that, but if it doesn't refresh the witnesses.
no, it did. Thank you very much.
All right, okay.
Hey,
So, Ms.
there.
Rosser.
Hey, girl.
It is Friday.
Right.
If that's the day of the week that it was, what is it that your schedule would have been on that day?
It says it was 4:30 in the morning. That was early. It's January. That wouldn't be unheard of. That's a little slower time of year. It's seasonal, just like any type of work like that. So that
Raymond, just so you caught it up, we're just going through a little bit of what happened today, but I'm gonna literally I'm gonna have to do a compilation and edit some videos down so that I can show my points, because we're looking at an 8-hour stream right here. But we're not gonna go nowhere near the 8 hours. My girls is back in the live, Raymond, and you trying. That makes me feel good. And Cash and Reggie. That makes me feel good, y'all. Thank y'all. Because it's been a minute, so I was expecting for nobody to be in here. But it's a blessing that y'all still looking out for me. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we're not gonna do too much tonight, y'all. But I just want to make sure that I'm coming on every day, getting myself back into the groove. And the more I do it, the more smoother things will be. But I'm working through the kinks right now, but I'm only gonna show you guys the important parts. I love y'all. All right. Back to the thing.
that isn't surprising. So the schedule still would have been the same as far as the paperwork, checking out all of the young ladies, waiting on everyone to breathalyze, and then closing out the books. At which point I would have left to go home.
Now, when you left to go home, are you usually escorted to your car, or do you go to your car by yourself? What is the practice that you usually followed back then?
Valet usually pulls the few of us who are left. He pulls our cars up in front of the front door. There's security still inside and security outside. So we have security outside, security inside. And I just walk out and get in my car myself. It's usually like I step out our front door, walk a couple of feet, and he parks it so that I can get into it and drive off.
And are you carrying things in your arms normally, or is someone else bringing your things to the car for you?
No, I carry my own things.
Okay. And this particular night, or morning rather, so this would have been Thursday night, you would have worked into Friday morning?
That is correct.
So this particular morning, as you're leaving to get into your car, do you recall what it is that you're carrying with you and taking to the car?
Well, I know I would have had my purse and the lunchbox. I take food because I eat every 3 hours. And I had my backpack that night because my daughter had an engagement party, and my dad had passed a year prior. And so, I think it was a year prior. And I had brought my camera. Phones didn't do back then what they do now. I brought my camera to upload pictures. And I had a CD of my dad in there. I'm sorry. And I was going to do some things with the CD of my dad. Because those nights are usually a little way back and I have some extra time. So that's what I would have had. And every night I have my purse and my lunchbox. I don't normally have the backpack.
And so you go and get in your car, and are you alone, or is there someone accompanying you as you get into your car?
No, I get in my car by myself. I drive off by myself.
And when you drive off by yourself, would you tell the jury generally the route that you would take?
Oh, yes. I leave out of the parking lot, exit left on the Metropolitan, right, and then I take the interstate and head south towards Newman.
Which interstate?
I-85, and I live off exit 51, so I always take exit 51. I then go right. I don't know, it's maybe a half a mile. There's a railroad and a red light. I stop there or not, turn left, and go on down. I think it's about 12 miles it was at the time until you get to my subdivision where I lived at the time.
And so how long was the drive generally from your workplace to your home? Or actually, let's go back and say from your workplace to the place where you were stopped that morning.
That actually it was very close to my house. It is about 35 minutes, about a 35-minute drive.
35-minute drive.
Notice whether or not there are a lot of cars on the road, or not so many cars on the road?
There usually are not. It's a peaceful drive home.
And did you notice anything at all as you were driving home that would have seemed out of the ordinary at all?
I did not, no.
Would you then tell the jury what kind of car it was that you were driving?
It actually was a 2012 Chevrolet Malibu. We had just bought it. My daughter had just bought it, actually. It was her car. So I had driven her car to work.
Did it have any kind of special features like OnStar?
It did. It did have OnStar. The car had OnStar. I had not had time to activate the OnStar system.
And did it have its tag yet?
Oh my, I don't remember.
All right.
She doesn't remember if it had a tag or not. When you're in a case like this and your witness does not remember much, just to be very clear, this is a weak case. This is a weak case, and there's nothing wrong with the lady not remembering, because they're trying to literally pin anything that a person did that knew him on him. So they're reaching for a lot of things in this case. Now, something did happen with this lady, and we're going to get to that before I skip forward. But I'm just pointing out that it's a lot that this lady does not remember, because this was over 10 years ago.
So as you're driving your daughter's car home, would you tell the jury what, if anything, happened that you remember from that night as you drove home that morning?
I don't remember anything. Usually, like I said, I work 3 jobs. It's a peaceful time of morning. I usually have my radio on. It's a decompressing time.
My sister said, who is she? So this lady is a lady that works at different strip clubs. and she's the house mother at a few strip clubs, and she's talking about a time when she was carjacked when she was leaving the strip club. After she left the strip club, she apparently drove 35 minutes home to her neighborhood, and she's getting ready to tell us about a carjacking that she experienced. And one of the guys in the courtroom, they're saying that it was him who did the carjacking. So basically, she's just a witness telling her story about something that happened. But this is an isolated incident, right? But it's a RICO case. So they're saying that the person who jacked her car did it in furtherance of the gang. Basically, racketeering in corrupt organization. Basically, the case that they have, you have to have several overt acts to put on this gang, saying that the overt acts that they did were in furtherance of the gang. So every little thing that has happened that a person in that courtroom that's on trial on the RICO case was charged with, they're trying to tie it all in together and say they did this shit for Young Thug. Basically, that's what they're trying to say. They're saying they did it in furtherance of the gang, but they're putting Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, as the leader of the gang, King Slime. He's the person who runs everything. So they're basically going to try to say that Young Thug had these people carjack this lady. You see what I'm saying? And to be honest with you guys, I don't want anybody to ever be hurt. I don't wish that on nobody. But when it comes to this courtroom and the system in the courtroom, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. That's what they say whenever one of our people get hurt by a police officer or anything like that. That's what they say. It doesn't matter. It's what you can prove in court. And the prosecution has the burden of proof. They bear the burden of proof. So when they came and they had this man locked up since the summer of 2022, no bond, never. Every bond hearing, he was denied. This is about to be the second Christmas that he missed. They have been literally picking a jury for 11 months. So you'll see what I'm talking about. We got a little bit more to go with this lady. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it's not going to be a long live tonight. I'm going to just get straight to the points, and we're going to go live again tomorrow for a couple hours.
And for me, it's just time to think, meditate. And I'm probably, so anyone following me, I would have been oblivious. That's my time.
Did something interrupt your decompression?
Well, yes. When I turned into the subdivision, the entrance I would normally take, one travels about 3 car lengths, at which point you have a dead end and the option to turn left or right. And I stopped at the stop sign and I felt someone hit me. I looked up and saw a car. I didn't want to block the entrance, so I pulled on to the right, which is the direction I would have taken to go home anyway. So I turned to the right, stopped, got out of my car, turned it off. I left my keys and everything in my car. The subdivision in which I was living at the time, a lot of Delta people worked there. People were coming and going all hours of the day and night. I mean, women would be pushing babies in strollers 5:30 in the morning out running. So I thought nothing of it. I got out and turned the car off, left the door open, everything in the car. I walked towards the back of the car. A young man got out of his car. I greeted him. He greeted me. I looked down at the bumper and saw no damage. And I really, at that point, was going to look up and say, honey, I'm tired. I'm going home. You go home. And as I looked up, I saw someone in his car rising up, and he was running around me. I guess my mind knew something was about to happen.
So what she's saying is that when she got hit in the car, she got out of the car, she went and greeted the driver who hit her. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. If somebody hit me at 4:00 in the morning, I'm not getting out of the car. I'm not getting out of the car. But, Some people are different, right? So not only did she get out the car, she got out the car, she left the keys in the car, she went back to check on the driver, to greet the driver who hit her. At this point, she is not afraid because in the neighborhood that she lives in is well lit, and there are women pushing their babies in strollers going for walks at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning in this neighborhood. These doctors, lawyers, all type of people coming and going at this hour, and plus it was well lit. So she was not afraid. She actually wanted to go home. So when she was looking at the fender and she saw that it wasn't that much damage, she was going to actually tell them, I just want to go home. Let's not worry about this. But as she was looking down, she noticed that someone was running around her and somebody was coming from the other way. So she knew something was getting ready to happen. That's where we are now, at the carjacking part.
Something that wasn't good, but it happened so fast. He got in my car, and because of the backpack, my mind just focused on the backpack. I opened the back left passenger's door, thinking I could reach into the front seat and get the backpack. And the backpack, because it had my daddy's CD in it and my camera. So I reached in to get that, and I guess instinct, I don't know, God said, just let it go. So I stepped back and actually shut the door myself. And he drove off. At that point, I think the other car had already gone. So I ran to the house directly in front of where I'd stopped, banging on the door, yelling. No one came to that door, so I went to the next house. A gentleman and his wife came to the door. They let me in. I do remember it was cool that morning. They called my husband for me, and then law enforcement was called. The Newnan Police Department was called.
What was the subdivision name?
Avery Park subdivision.
And do you remember the address of the place where the police were called to?
I do not know the address of where. I know it was on the report. I don't remember the address.
Is 181 Baldwin Court in Newnan, Georgia, a location that's familiar to you?
That would have been in Avery Park. So that's Baldwin Court is that first road, the road I would have taken coming in.
You said that women are generally sometimes pushing their babies in strollers around 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's around 4:29, 4:30 in the morning. Do you remember what the atmosphere was like?
It was quiet. I mean, it was early, but like I said, people are coming and going at all times of the day and night there. So.
And what did you mean when you said Delta people live there?
A lot of Delta employees.
Delta Airlines?
Delta Airlines, yes.
Is the lighting, is it lit inside the subdivision or is it dark?
It is lit, yes. The subdivision is well lit, yes.
Approximately how long did the interaction with the people who took your car take place?
It was just me literally stepping out to greet him and the young man greeting me. I mean, in my mind at that time, it's a fender bender. Most accidents aren't on purpose, so I'm going to greet someone.
Now, you were never asked to identify anyone or anything like that, right? Or
I was not, no.
She was never asked to identify anyone. Now we're getting to the identification part. We're almost done.
And were you never shown any lineups or anything like that?
I was not.
No.
However, were you able to at least observe a general description of the person that did that?
No.
I was, because I'm 5'8". He was slightly shorter than me. Not thin, but a little smaller young man.
Were you able to discern what ethnicity or race this person
He
was?
was a black young man.
Okay.
Or he looked to be black. I could not say he was for certainty. He looked to me like a black young man.
Okay. And do you recall his general age that he appeared to be?
He seemed really young. He did seem young. I would say early 20s. To mid-20s. I know kids around that age, for a span there, they don't age at all, so one wouldn't know.
Right. Did you notice anything about his hair or clothing or anything else like that?
I did not.
Okay.
I
You did not, honey.
You mentioned someone rising up in the other car.
Right.
What did you mean by that?
Someone apparently was bent over because when I got out, he was the only person in the car, but then I saw someone lean up and slide towards the driver's seat. At that time, he was running around me. I could not have even discerned whether or not it was a male or female.
She said she could not discern whether or not it was a male or a female, you guys. She could not discern what their hair was. She can't even say for sure it was a black person because she said they looked to be a black person. And then I want you guys to also notice that when she's talking about the person, she starts smiling. So the prosecution is not happy with this. The prosecution is not happy with this testimony from this witness because they want to make the jury feel this. They want to make the jury feel that this was a horrible crime that has this lady shaken up a day she'll never forget. Now, she came in this courtroom and said she actually don't even remember that day. She does not know if the person for sure was black. They looked to be a black person. They were kind of shorter than her, but she didn't notice any features, any hair. And now she's saying she don't even know if it was a male or a female. And the person who they're saying did it is actually sitting in the courtroom. So when you tell a jury of 12 people that you don't even know if it was a male or female, that's giving them what? Reasonable doubt. They have the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this was YSL that did this overt act, that they put in this paperwork, and they got so excited about, yes, doubt, exactly. That gives the jury doubt. The witness herself has doubt of if it was even a man or a woman. These people lives you're talking about here, taking their lives and their freedom away for 25 to however many years. So when you do that, you don't want to have any doubt. It should be beyond a reasonable doubt when you find somebody guilty. So the prosecution is not happy. And one thing I noticed about this lady, when she's not happy, y'all know what she start doing? This bitch starts cheating. See, she starts cheating because she knows that the judge is on her side. Sometimes I wonder, do they talk to each other like outside of the courtroom? Like, is this some big plan that everybody has to make this verdict a guilty verdict? Like, it's so many things that's going on. I can't put it all in this one live. But just so y'all know where I'm coming from and how I'm seeing things, it's crazy. You have to prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. The lady don't even know if it was a man or a woman. I'm just saying.
So the interaction lasted less than 5 minutes? Is that fair?
Oh, much less than 5 minutes.
And you did never stare at the person, did you? Or was there a...
No, because like I said, I greeted him and immediately looked to see, because it was my daughter's car and she had it for, I think, a week. So I looked down to see how much damage I had done to her car. And then he was running past me. So literally our interaction was me saying, hello, how are you? And he said, hello, ma'am, or whatever he said.
After that, did you take any steps to try and have the car located?
I had told men and police that this car did have OnStar, and my cell phone was in there too. They didn't, I guess they did not attempt to call OnStar. I called the dealership because a couple of days later I realized my check for the down payment on the car was going to bounce.
Why?
Because I had to cancel all of my accounts. I had to cancel all of my credit cards. I had my daughter's checkbook in there. I was joined on her account at the time. So I had to to cancel all our bank accounts, all our credit cards. And then it occurred to me, they're going to get a bounce check. I don't want the law coming after me for a bounce check. So I called the dealership to let them know what had happened. The lady asked me if I had contacted OnStar. And I said I have not, because I have not had time to activate the OnStar. And she said, ma'am, you don't have to have it activated. OnStar can find your car. So I called OnStar. I do know I worked that night. I don't remember. I think they called me on the way to work and told me they had found my car. I don't know if they called law enforcement or if I called them. I don't remember, but law enforcement was called, and OnStar told them where my car was located.
And do you remember the date that happened when OnStar called and told you that your car was located?
No, ma'am, that was 10 years ago. Oh,
Come
no.
on.
Fair enough.
That was
I'm
2
going to
years
show
ago.
you what we have marked as State's Exhibit 4 Alpha. That's uppercase alpha and 5 alpha that has been shown to defense. Your Honor, may I approach?
I'm sorry, I've got the number, can I be, which one guys?
Sure.
Put up there.
Now, that was a smart move by Young Thug attorneys. Just so y'all have a still image of, that is the chief executive prosecutor for Fulton County, right there in the black dress. That's her. Now, the guy in the blue suit with the paperwork, that's Young Thug's attorney. Him and Brian Steele are on this case for Young Thug, Jeffrey Williams, whatever. You know, they're on this case for her. And I'm glad that they're at the point where now they want to start looking at the work, the paperwork that she shows when she approaches the bench, because this lady will cut corners and cheat however she has to get a win. And she knows she has the judge on her side. I don't trust this lady. She is crooked. And at the end of the day, everybody in that courtroom deserves what? A free and fair trial. They deserve it. That's the way America set it up for everybody else. So that's the way it should be set up for everybody. Just because you see music videos and because he's famous does not mean he does not deserve a fair trial. And I'm gonna just be frank. If I got 5 homegirls, right, that I grew up with, and I'm the only rich one out of everybody, what they do should not be all put on me. Whatever they got to do to survive and make money should not be all put on me. And make it a RICO because we best friends or we family. Like, no. No, I'm not saying that these people ain't never did nothing wrong or they innocent. I'm talking about in court. You understand? I'm talking about in court. You got to prove it and do it in a legal way, a fair way, you know? I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer.
All right, that's fine, I have no objection.
Okay.
Do you recognize this vehicle?
Yes, that is my daughter's vehicle.
Okay. Now, are 4A and 5A accurate representations of the vehicle that was taken from you the night you just described for the jury?
That is correct.
Okay. Your Honor, the state tenders 4A and 5A as evidence.
Any objection, sir?
None whatsoever.
All right, 4A and 5A are admitted and may publish as you see fit.
Ms. Rosser, in the photograph depicted in 4A, was that your residence where the vehicle is parked?
That is not my residence.
Did you ever take that vehicle to that residence?
No, I did not.
When you were speaking with police, when you initially made your report to the police, do you remember telling them that you slowed down because of the weather, roads were slippery and noticed headlights in your rear view?
I don't remember that, but if the road was slippery, I would have slowed down.
And would showing you the narrative from the report that I just showed you, would it refresh your memory as to that?
I actually had read that when you handed it to me earlier, and I did not remember, but obviously I did tell them that.
Do you recall the size, the weight that you gave to the officers as to approximately how big the person was that took your car?
I actually can still remember him because he looked like any average young man. I mean, he didn't look like a football player. He was, oh my goodness. Just like I said, probably he was at least 5'7", shorter than me. Not thin build, just an average build.
And do you recall saying that he was about 130? Was that your words or was that the officer?
That would be about right for his weight, for his size, as well as I remember him. That would be about right.
Do you recall how much money it was that was in your purse at the time?
I know it was over $1,000 or more. And then I had checks because I do own a fitness center. Some of my members of my gym had written me checks for the gym memberships. So I had checks from other people in my purse.
Do you recall telling the police it was about $2,000?
Objection to the leading.
Leading.
Did I show you the report?
That's leading. She asked her a question, and lady answered it. But when she says, do you recall telling them it was about $2,000, or that's leading the witness? And see, this witness is not painting the picture that she wants to paint to the jury. So what she does is she starts leading. She starts lying. I'm only going to play a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to jump to the end where I want to show you guys something that this lady did that was just like, I cannot believe you just did that. But she's doing it because she knows she can, because of the type of judge that's on this case as well. That judge is disappointment. He's a fucking disappointment. Because at the end of the day, your personal feelings should not be in this case. It should not. He disrespects those attorneys. And I think I mentioned that last night about how he disrespects the defense attorneys. They don't deserve disrespect. Having them write essays and shit. If you're in a courtroom and your attorney is getting, reprimanded by the judge all the time to the point where the judge saying he gonna hold you in contempt or have you write a 5,000 word essay and he's supposed to be working on your fucking case, how would you feel? Like your attorney getting slammed by the judge, so how the hell is he gonna protect you? And I feel like that's why he did that. I feel like he did that so that they would have other shit that they have to do other than work on the case. The attorney is corrupt. The prosecution is corrupt. And yes, we all know this, but I can't stand when I have to watch it right in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? Happen. But okay, let's get through this part, and then I'm gonna jump to the really outrageous shit that happened, and then we'll, make a compilation.
I stand objection.
Would it refresh your memory as to about how much you said?
That would be about right.
And the other items that you said were inside your vehicle, would you repeat what those were?
My laptop was in a backpack, for a laptop backpack. I had a laptop, which was a custom order laptop because my degree's in math. It was a PC, a custom order PC. And I think I paid about $3,200 for it. I had a camera. I had, like I said, my lunch bag. I had my purse, my checkbook, my daughter's checkbook, cash, checks from the gym members, my credit cards, my driver's license, and my social security card.
Did you have an iPhone?
I did have an iPhone. That is correct.
Did you try to use your iPhone or iCloud account to locate your car?
I did not use it to try and locate the car. I did try and find my phone, and to no avail.
What do you mean to no avail?
We couldn't find it. It was just not even registering at all. So
Was it
It was not even registering at all. Like, Girl, your case is not, it's not casing, girl.
On at the time that your car was taken?
I'm almost certain I would have had it on. I keep, because I have kids, I work a lot, I keep my phone on. So I guessed at the time that they had turned it off because I could not locate it.
That Thursday night leading into the Friday morning when your car was taken, were there patrons in the club?
Oh,
Were there people?
Now we're
I'm
back
sure
in the
there
club.
were. I could not tell
And I
you.
promise you, I'm not gonna ask you who all was in the
I
club.
was going to say, I cannot give you a quantity, a number. I could not tell you.
Are you able to tell the jury, generally, are there any age groups or specific demographics that visit the club, or is it a broad spectrum?
No, we actually have a very mixed customer base. It is the age range, the ethnicity, we have a range.
So are there young Black people, young white people, older Black people?
All of the above. We get blacks,
All of the above.
Asians, Hispanics, whites. We get young people, we get middle-aged people, we get men, we get women. We have quite a diversity among our customer base.
And are you at all familiar with, or were you at all acquainted with anyone by the name of Trontavia Stevens?
Not of which I'm aware. We have a few customers that I come in, they'll hug my neck, the regulars, hey, Miss Melissa. I don't know people's names. I'm not out there long enough to know a name.
So you are, when you spoke earlier about the fact that you're rarely in the club or visible, when you speak about coming there hugging customers' necks, when does that happen?
When I get there, when my shift starts, because sometimes there are regulars in there, and I'm 55. I'm like mom to them, so they're all going to hug Miss Melissa's neck and ask, and they're sweet. I mean, we have amazing customers at our.
They're sweet. They hug her neck. She's not painting them as the bad guys that she wants her to paint them as. You did. Y'all feel me? Like she's not, she's not, okay, sis. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, she's 55, but she's not like the dancer. She the house mom. So, she help the girls with their money and all of that. But we're not gonna go on for too much longer, sis. But go ahead and take your phone call. I am going to pause it right there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it a few more seconds, and then I'm gonna go to the other thing I wanted to show y'all, and then we're gonna chit chat a little bit, and I'm gonna get up out of here.
Well,
And when you leave, do you generally tell your customers goodbye, or are there generally no customers left in?
there are no customers. We know the young ladies have an option to either leave prior to, at when we do last call, at that point, young ladies are not allowed to leave until the parking lot is cleared of all customers. No staff is allowed to leave until the parking lot is cleared of all customers, and that is for their safety because we have a barricade. There's only one way in and one way out.
And what time is it that the club would have closed and all customers would have been required to leave?
We do last call at 2:45. All customers have to be out by 3. No exceptions. That's the law.
And if all customers were out by 3, what time would you have gone out, like left?
If that incident occurred at 4:30, I would have had to have left about 3:55 that morning. Because I was in my subdivision, and within a half a mile of my own house.
As far as the parking lot is concerned, how wide or how large is the parking lot of the building?
Objection, relevance.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask that question because we're going to next.
So we're gonna go back to this tomorrow, But I want you guys to see the cross-examination of this, right? But like I said, this is a long trial. It's hours and hours and hours. So what I want to do now before I wrap up the video is I want to go to like pretty much like toward the end of the trial. I mean, just toward the end of the day today. She had another witness that they called to the stand, right? And I want you guys to see how this lady acts when she's not having her way with the witnesses.
Right.
That is correct.
Okay. And
It is literally like, it is crazy, you guys. Hold on. Okay, is that where we had a time? Okay, court is on 5-minute break. 5 minutes is like really 30 minutes to these people. I promise you. It's crazy.
And then we'll go pull the vehicle over, and he continues southbound on Techwood Drive, approaching 10th Street. As you approach that intersection, there is a right turn lane only.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
All right.
We almost there.
It's stating it.
All right, yeah.
Let me help y'all. Let me help.
We almost there, y'all.
Are you gonna have?
All right.
This person right here.
And what is the item that I'm holding here?
That is the magazine that goes to that gun.
And we don't keep ammunition with the guns in court. Thank you, God. Now, when you said that the gun was reported stolen out of Atlanta, by whom was that gun reported stolen?
It was reported stolen.
Good afternoon, officer.
Good afternoon.
You met Mr. Williams on or about September 9th of 2013. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And to be
Okay, so where we are now is while court was going on, and as throughout the day, they ended up going on a break where when the jury was out of the room, they had a conversation with the judge, and it was on record of them not wanting, because here's what happened. When Young Thug was pulled over and that gun was in the car, you know that gun said wasn't his, and everybody was like, oh, he said it wasn't his gun, but he putting it on Jeff, he putting it on Thug, whatever. Well, now that situation is coming up, right? The gun was under the passenger seat of the car when he was pulled over. So, and the car also was not in his name. Okay? Another thing, it was said that Jeff said that the gun belonged to a friend or that he didn't know who the gun belonged to. The prosecution wants to keep that out. They don't want that to be a part of the testimony because they're saying that that's hearsay to his advantage and that is not allowed in court. Hearsay is not allowed in court. But it was smart of Brian Steele to even raise that point because that kept her from being able to ask too much about that gun as well. But she still tries to find a way to break the rules. And things still don't go her way even in that. And I think that it is just so, y'all just watch out. Y'all just catch this. It's a lot. So I'm going to try to find a way to break it down better for y'all tomorrow. But what I want y'all to see before we, move on is I want y'all to see the questions that she asked this man and how she reacts when he gives her an answer and she says, "Are you sure?" Like that is completely leading the witness. That was crazy that she did that. But also, Brian's still gonna get up here and do his thing like he normally does. And I can say that even though the judge is still overruling a lot, even though I still feel like he's not, giving him a fair trial, he is doing a little bit better. He got some sustains in there finally when it comes to the defense. He's been treating the defense like, crap from the day that they've been in court. So whenever he does say sustained, whenever he does, make a ruling in favor of the defense when it's deserved, I always appreciate that because he never does that. But this gets interesting towards the end. But I want to make sure that I got y'all on the right one. So we'll go ahead and start with Mrs.
Good afternoon, officer.
Good afternoon.
You met Mr. Williams on or about September 9th of 2013. Is that fair to say?
Yes,
And to be frank with the jurors, you don't remember this traffic stop, but you're using reports to refresh your memory. Is that fair
Objection,
to say?
compound statement. Compound
I stand as the form. You
Also, just pay attention to like how she does her head. I'm gonna show you guys this tomorrow too, because it's gonna take me a minute to find it. But you're not supposed to like do head nods and look, and she tries to do that type of shit too a lot. It's irritating.
can just rephrase it, chop it down a little bit.
You don't remember this traffic stop on your own memory. Is that true?
I would say yes, that is true.
But your memory got aided with your report that you wrote. Is that okay to say that?
Yes,
Okay. And you're doing your best you can today to articulate accurate facts to the jury.
yes,
With regards to the burglary, you were not involved with the investigation responding to the burglary, God forbid, of the Phillips home in Buckhead or anything like that. Is that accurate?
that is correct.
And that burglary, from what you read, is 2 months before you run into Jeffrey Williams on September 9, 2013. Is that right?
That is correct.
And when I say 2 months before, I may not be to the date, but approximately July 10th of 2013 is about 2 months before September 9, 2013. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And you're not telling this jury in any way that you have any scintilla of evidence that Mr. Williams was involved in that burglary. Is that fair to say?
Form.
I'll stand as the form. You can rephrase.
Is it true that you do not have any information Mr. Williams was involved in any burglary of the Phillips home?
Objection.
Is that true?
As to form.
I'll let him answer that. I'll hold that objection.
Answer
You
it.
can answer that.
Shout
Say
out
the
to the
question one more
judge.
time.
Sure.
Look
You
at
don't
her.
have
Look at her.
any information at all that Mr. Williams is involved in the burglary of Mr. Phillips or Miss Phillips' home. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. So now we're 2 months later. It's approximately 8, I think you said 8. Hold on one second.
Look at her. Look,
8:30 in the
look.
morning. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And Mr. Williams is driving around
Look at her.
14th Street. If you could just tell the jurors what part of Atlanta is that, if you don't mind.
That is close to Midtown.
Okay, that's not the Cleveland Avenue. You know where Cleveland Avenue area is?
I do know where Cleveland Avenue area is, yes.
And Midtown is not
Yeah.
near, near is relative, but it's not the Cleveland Avenue area. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay. So Mr. Williams is driving and you see him, you say, making a left turn from a straight only lane. And then you get behind him, and then later he continues in a right turn only lane but goes straight. Is that the 2 traffic infractions you saw?
Yes, that is.
Okay, and then you blue lighted Mr. Williams, he pulls over the car. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay, he didn't flee from you or anything. You blue lighted him, you pulled over, and you approached the car.
That's true.
Okay, and Mr. Williams was totally professional and cooperative with you. Is that fair to say?
He was cooperative.
And he gave you his name, date of birth, told you he doesn't have a driver's license, right?
Yes,
And you confirm that.
yes,
And then you felt duty bound to arrest him because he's driving without a driver's license. Is that fair to say?
yes, that's fair to say.
Okay. And he's cooperative with you.
Objection. Asked and answered.
I sustain the question.
At this point, he's cooperative with you.
Objection. Asked and answered.
I sustain the question. Let's move on.
Okay, so I want to talk first about what's been marked as
Look at it.
State's Exhibit 12B. Do you still have that exhibit in front of you, the gun?
No, I do not have the firearm in front of me.
Okay. Madam Court Reporter, do you have it? May I approach, Your Honor?
My turn, y'all.
Yes. So 12B,
You
through
trying her
your
hard.
work, you find
Yeah,
out
we-
that this item from running a computer check comes up stolen from the serial number. Is that how it works?
Yes,
Okay, and you found the item, though, underneath the passenger seat on the
Mr. Steele?
floorboard. Is that right?
I need to teach you about handling weapons. Please point the muzzle always
Look,
downward,
look, look.
no matter if it's
No,
unloaded, okay?
no.
I know it's unloaded, but
I
yes,
feel you
sir.
make everybody nervous, okay?
No.
Including Mr. Kern, too, you're pointing it at. All right.
I apologize, Mr. Kern. Is that true? It's on the floorboard underneath the passenger seat. Is that true?
yes, it's true.
Okay, and this is a two-door car?
Yes, it is.
And no other occupant of the car?
Correct.
And how long was that gun underneath that passenger seat floorboard?
Objection, speculation, no foundation.
I sustain the
Do
question.
you know how long that gun was under the passenger seat floorboard?
I've got no idea how long it was underneath there.
And that, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury if Mr. Williams owned that car.
Objection, that's speculation.
Why don't you rephrase it? I'll sustain it as to form. You can rephrase it.
car, right?
Objection as to foundation.
Asking a question.
There's no foundation.
Sustain the question, Mr. Steele. Why don't you just ask him if he knows who owned the vehicle?
The owner of the car was,
For y'all. Both of them.
let me get this right.
And I object again on the basis of foundation because stating it doesn't cure.
Let me help y'all. Let me help y'all out.
So look, sis, I see you, Stray, I see you. So look, y'all gotta remember the judge usually assists them in their bullshit, okay? But every now and then he become a real judge on their ass. Every now and then he do what he needs to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't care about nothing but making sure that it's fair, bro. That's it. The man deserves a fair trial, and the judge be assisting them in their BS sometimes. And in this moment, it's just nice when he actually is fair. And I also want y'all to see these two. Y'all know them looks that like your mama give you when you about to say something. She be like, don't say that. Or just watch. Y'all just watch.
Officer Manheim, do you know who owned the vehicle that Mr. Williams was driving in?
Yes, I got that information from when I ran the vehicle tag information.
And Your Honor,
Boom. So it's not hearsay. It's fact. He's testifying to a fact, and they are livid about this. Because she can't get it out of the court now. She can't say objection. He said he saw it. He's testifying to a fact. It is no longer hearsay. He said he got it when he read the tag information. Boom.
but the reason that I have the objection is that though he may have run it and know perhaps whose tag came up, he does not know who owned the vehicle. There's been no testimony about personal knowledge of who actually owned the vehicle.
He asked that question, so that question is relevant to
Boom. And the judge is judging.
his inquiry.
And the owner was on you remember writing the owner on your report?
I don't remember the name of the person off the top of my head, no.
I'll help.
But it is on the police report.
Okay, and that's your police report, right?
Yes.
Do you have your report in front of you?
No, I do not.
Look at him. You got it. Look at him. And the camera on them, so they can't do that fake shit they usually do. Look at her. Bitch don't even know what to do. Just sit it. So bad with the camera on her, so she can't do it. You're gonna have to take this one, boo.
Let me show you what I'll,
Now look, watch this.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Your Honor, I object to this witness being shown that document about that.
What is the document, Mr. Steele?
Officer Monheim's police report.
I ask that the court look at it.
Let me look at it, Mr. Steele. Please. Just hand it to Mr. Kearns.
You know, it's different in the bag, bitch. Set the stuff up for this. I'm gonna show y'all tomorrow.
You may want to hand him a clean copy of that, Mr. Steele. It's got all your notes and everything on it.
Let me hand you a copy and tell me if this is your police report, if you don't mind, or part of it.
Yes.
So Najee, I'm going to spell it Najee Sanford, or Sanford, Sanford. That's the owner of the vehicle. Fair to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Mr. Williams is the driver on the day that we're talking about, correct?
Yes.
And the date again is the September 9, 2013, right?
Yes.
And the vehicle's not stolen, right?
The vehicle's not stolen.
Okay.
Gotcha. He's boiling, boy.
With regards to the firearm, are there any fingerprints of Mr. Williams on that firearm? And that's 12B is what I'm talking about.
It's on 12B.
The
Firearm itself?
Yes, sir.
No, there was no firearms. I mean, there's no fingerprints lifted from the firearm.
Okay.
Boom.
And you have no evidence whatsoever that Mr. Williams ever touched that firearm. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And you have no evidence that Mr. Williams even knew that that firearm was in that car. Is that fair to say?
No objection, Your Honor. That would call for
What?
It's speculation. I'll sustain the questions to form.
Okay. With regards to I'm moving on to the 7 pills. They're Xanax. Is that fair to say, or they look like Xanax,
You don't know who Michael?
Yes.
but not in a container?
You don't know who Michael Jackson is, son? Go Google it. The heck? My son coming in here talking about mama. Who is Michael Jackson? Lord have mercy. Y'all. Oh my God. I'm gonna deal with that when I'm done. Let's get back into it, y'all. That's RJ for you.
Is that right?
That is
And
correct.
when I say container, that's a bad word. Not in a prescription pill bottle like they're supposed to be. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay, let's get back on task, y'all. Let's get back on task. RJ threw me out. All right, you back.
Okay. And you found them, you said in the cup holder, right?
Yes.
Do you remember writing a draft report in this case before the final report?
Yes, I do.
And do you remember in the draft report saying that the
Look at them.
7 blue pills were in the center console area? Do you remember that?
That is true.
Nothing about plain view or in the cup holder in the draft report?
There are cup holders in the center console.
Okay, but you didn't say that in the draft report?
No, I did not say that.
Okay. Now,
Look.
to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, jury,
She does not want that camera on her. She does not want that camera on her because she's crooked. She's trying to do some crooked shit, and it's not working because the judge is actually being a real judge in the moment. He teeters back and forth. It really sucks, but sometimes he do his job.
I asked,
objection as to the form of the question in the beginning about being fair to the lady.
I sustain the form of the question. Just rephrase,
I-
Mr. Steele.
okay, I asked and you tried. Well, let's go back a little bit. At that time in September 9, 2013, you had the ability to record, and you did record this event incident with Mr. Williams. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And this is on, when I say recording, we're talking about video as well as audio recording, right?
That is correct.
And I asked to bring to court the video and the audio. Is that true?
I want to say the prosecutor asked for me to bring that to court.
Okay. And you tried to find it, right?
Yes.
And other people tried to find it. If you know, if you don't know that to say, that's fine.
I don't know how hard they tried, but other people did look for it, yes.
And it came back that there is no audio or video that I could show to the jury, right?
That is true.
It's lost
It is lost.
by the City of Atlanta Police Department or the DA's office or somebody there, right?
Your Honor, I object to that latter part.
I'll sustain this to the
It's lost by the authority.
latter portion.
Is that true?
Yes.
All right. You know Mr. Williams to be a well-known musical artist, is that fair?
At the time of the traffic stop, no, I did not.
No, I'm saying you know that now.
Oh, yes, I do.
Objection as to relevance.
I'll sustain the question.
Okay.
She's mad. Still looking to see if that camera on her.
Okay. With regards to your encounter on this arrest of Mr. Williams, this is pretty much the sum and substance of everything, right? You went through everything, is that fair to say?
When I did pull the vehicle over, the vehicle windows were tinted, so I could not see what was transpiring as I approached the vehicle, getting out of the vehicle and approaching the vehicle. So I could not see what was going on inside the vehicle
Look at her.
due to the window tint.
Okay.
Look at her.
You're not saying anything was going on inside the vehicle. You don't know, you're saying.
I'm sitting there saying, I don't know what was going on inside the vehicle due to the window tint.
And we don't have the video audio, right?
The video.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see what she just did? Did y'all see what she just did? I don't want to run it back because it might go too far. Y'all, this lady, y'all gotta keep y'all eyes on this lady, bro. She need her own camera. She's so crooked. Somebody need to have her own camera all day. That's the only way we're gonna ensure that this is a fair trial. I'm gonna start calling her Corilla DeVille.
Objection as to compound.
I sustain this to form. You can rephrase it, Mr.
Don't have the video, right?
That is correct.
We don't have the audio.
That is correct.
Okay.
Look
Were
at
you
her.
aware that this case was resolved
Objection, Your
in
Honor.
court?
I sustain the objection, Mr. Steele.
I have a certified copy of the disposition.
It's still not in the correct format. I'm still going to sustain the objection.
Okay, I will show you what I'll mark as Mr. Williams number one.
Your Honor, I object.
It's a certified
Your Honor, I
copy.
object.
Mr. Steele,
Yes, sir.
please stop that.
Do y'all see this lady point at the man like, you better handle this? You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't like the judge. He would never let the defense say, I object. Like, is you gonna beat him up when y'all get home or something? Is this your underground husband or something? Why is she able to do this? Your Honor, I object. Like, that's her courtroom. I mean, and I'm gonna show y'all a compilation, y'all. I'm gonna put something together, you guys, to show you guys. And I'm talking about all the way from last year. Yes, she is trying to get disbarred, Yushraya. I promise you she is. Did you see what she did when she was just like, girl, I'm gonna show you guys tomorrow because I don't want to hold y'all up too much. And I do have some other things that I need to do. Plus, I want to work on like learning how to edit and stuff. Girl, literally, I'm gonna show you a clip of him asking the witness a question and her doing like this because she didn't realize the camera was on her. Second, before the end of the night tonight, the other lady that's under her, that's doing all her crookish ways as well, she literally had to turn to the cameraman and ask him to turn the camera toward the other people. They don't want to be on camera because you can't mouth answers to the witness and send signals and sign language when the camera is on you, because that's completely illegal what she's doing. It's completely illegal. Carilla DeVille.
Okay. It's not, I'm going to sustain the objection.
Why? Why? Because she pointed her finger at you?
Okay? Okay. He is not the proper witness for this. And D1, I'm going to mark D1, it's a DW1 as the item for refreshing recollections, so you can start with whatever else when you come up, if you have any other documents.
Okay, this will be number 2, Your Honor. I'll do it as soon as the court lets me.
Okay, all right.
I have no other question. Thank you very much. Thank you, Officer Monaghan.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And
Now, y'all, this is the last part. This is the last clip that I'm going to show you guys for tonight because it's a lot to take in. Peep game, y'all. I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to say nothing. And I'm going to see if y'all see what I'm seeing and what the rest of the world saw too, because we were all in a chat on Law and Crime like, are you kidding me? Let's go.
Officer Monaghan, you were asked on cross-examination who owned the vehicle Mr. Williams was driving, the tinted windows. Do you remember that?
Yes.
All right. Now, are you stating to the jury that you have personal knowledge about who actually owned that car?
No, I do not.
Okay, then what is it that you're actually testifying about?
I am testifying to, that is the person whose name was on the legal documents that purchased the vehicle.
Okay.
And who the vehicle's registered to.
Okay. So is it always the case in your experience as a patrol officer?
I sustain the question, Salidi. Speaking of
Leading. Boom.
During your time patrolling the streets of Atlanta, do you always find that the person who is registered as an owner is the actual owner of the vehicle?
No.
Okay. And without saying how, you were asked by Mr. Williams whether or not you had any information about whether Mr. Williams knew the gun was in the car. You remember that? Yes, no. When he was
No.
Okay. Well, without saying what he said, yes or no, did Mr. Williams indicate that he knew the gun was in the car? Without saying what was said.
No.
Are you certain?
Did y'all peep that? Did y'all peep that? This bitch said, are you certain? Because that was the wrong answer. Now watch what happens next.
What's the basis for the objection?
I just asked, was he certain?
I'll sustain this. I'll sustain it on other grounds.
Do you recall
Yep. Yes, sis. I saw the look she gave him. Like, I'm like, is this? Do you know we can bro. I was like, wow. That's why I want to call her Corilla DeVille. That lady's child. I feel sorry for her husband is out.
In answering the question, no, would you tell the jury what it is that you are stating? What you understand my question to be?
I sustain the question's vague.
Come on.
Do you have information regarding Mr. Williams' knowledge of the gun in the car?
Objection calls for speculation.
No, it doesn't.
You can answer it yes or no, and then we'll.
Yes or no only. Did you have information regarding Mr. Williams' knowledge of the gun in the car? That's all I'm asking. If you need to process it, please do before you answer.
Do y'all see her still trying to lead? Yeah, this is nuts.
Because I'm only asking for a yes or a no.
No.
Boom!
Okay.
Still gave you a no ho. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. All that cheating ain't getting you nowhere. Yeah. Sit your ass down.
Do you recall ever indicating that you had such knowledge?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I have no further questions for Officer Monheim. However, we are asking to reserve the right to recall him.
All right, anything further?
Now the problem that I have with that, she said y'all seen that look? I think I'm gonna screenshot that look, y'all. I'm gonna make that look a thumbnail. She just corrected that. She did, sis. She did, sis. Now, and this is another thing. So she just dismissed, she said she has no further questions, right? But she also wants to reserve the right. I know her gaze is killing me. Her gaze is killing me. But she wants to reserve the right to call him again. And I don't like that because that is giving her time. This is gonna be a long trial. That's giving her time to go find a place to meet him at, or have a message sent to him that he wasn't supposed to react in this way. That's giving her time to correct the truth. Because what a person initially answers just like that quick, that was the truth. That man didn't have to think about it. He gave an answer, but it was the answer that she did not want. See, what they rely on is for when law enforcement is on the stand, they rely on the law enforcement to read their body language to know how to answer questions. You know what I mean? Because they are together. Even though it's supposed to be a free and fair trial, the judge, the DA, the witnesses, the expert witnesses, you know what I'm saying? The prosecution, the police officers that come up there, the judge, they are all supposed to be in this same silent team, especially when it comes to a situation like this, where it's a multi-million-dollar case that we got going on. This man has spent money. This man has to pay for these attorneys month after month after month after month after month. And this man couldn't even get no bond to go home to see his kids, bro. Nothing. And I know people who have done horrible crimes that have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Donald Trump led an insurrection, bro. He was home for Christmas. You feel me? He spent Christmas with his family last year. You see what I'm saying? Young Thug didn't. But so we are at the end. I'm gonna let y'all see these last few seconds, and then we're gonna chit chat real quick, and then we're gonna plan for tomorrow. She gonna make him change his testimony. Boom. You know we always here. Me and my sisters, bro. We always here. Can you believe this, girl? Just wait, girl. I got so many other things to show you, and I'm so glad that we're gonna have a break in the case, because that's gonna give me time to go back through what I've already seen and pick out certain things that I want to show on my channel.
Mr. Steve, anybody else? No. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Officer Monheim, thank you for your patience with us. We're going to go ahead and temporarily excuse you as a witness. I can't tell you when we'll call you back.
How did the camera move out for her? Watch
But state will let you know. Don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case. And I'll give you plenty of time to, to come back and see us when we need you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I apologize to the court. Before Officer Mahan is excused for the day, I'd like to ask one further question regarding that firearm, following up with what I just asked.
You can never ask one question, Miss Love. Okay?
Okay?
It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. You always ask more than one question. I wish you'd just stop. Look.
No.
We'll see. We'll see if it's.
He telling you, girl, just stop, girl. Girl, just stop, girl. Just let it go. You're making it worse, girl. He tried to tell her, but she wanted him. You know what I'm saying? She don't take guidance from a man. You feel me? She's the man. That's why she pointed at him and told him objection. Like, nigga, you do what I tell you. He tried to tell you to stop, but you had to just keep going. You just couldn't stop. You can't take defeat, girl. You'll do anything to win. You'll steal, cheat, lie, intimidate. Shoot, she probably got a couple bodies, honestly.
This is one. I doubt it.
Watch.
Okay, all right. Go for it.
Officer Mahan, can you give the jury the approximate distance from where Mr. Williams was seated in the car to where you found the gun?
Within his arm's reach.
Like, what is, and this is the thing, like, that didn't make no difference, no sense, none of that. You know why? Because they already said that it was a two-door car. They already said that his prints were not on the gun. They already said they knew the car was not his. They already said that he didn't know that the gun was even in the car. So cut it. Cut it. The truth already came out, but in order to make herself feel better, she just had to get one little thing in. I mean, shit. In a two-door sports car, everything is at arm's reach. Dodo? Everything is at arm's reach in a two-door car. But then again, she knows that. That's why she asked that question, because she wanted to get one answer that she wanted out. And so now she feels accomplished because he gave her an answer that, I mean, damn. If it's some glasses on the floor in a two-door car, and I don't know the glasses are in the car, and I don't wear glasses, you can't put the fucking glasses on me because they're in an arm's reach. Shit, the other door is in an arm's reach. If I'm on the driver's side, the passenger side door is at the arm's reach. So what are you really saying, girl? But you just needed to say that to make yourself feel better. But I really hope that this man win this case, not only because, he deserves a free and fair trial. They have the burden of proof that they are not proven. They are doing so many crooked things in this case between them and the judge. The only thing I ask for the judge to do is be fair. He has a duty to be fair. He has a duty to make sure that this lady is not intimidating witnesses. Yes, she fishing for BS, sis. Exactly, y'all. She just wanted to feel like she got something in. I mean, like, it was so stupid, right? But I just really want the judge to be fair and show us our democracy means something. Because me watching this, it makes me want to figure out how can we vote him out? How can we vote her out? Because I know that we have our chief executive prosecutor, the judge, the people who sit in these places, they're not trustworthy. And being able to see just how corrupt it is makes me wonder how many people sitting in jail right now on some shit because they wanted to lock this person up, or because they had a personal issue with the person. In one of Young Thug's songs, he says, fuck the judge, fuck the DA, fuck this, fuck. Just like, how many other songs we know where they say, take this to trial? You know what I'm saying? We know so many songs when it comes to taking the trial, and F the judge, F the DA, I could tell when he read it out that he was taking it personal. They take that shit personal. And I feel like their issue with him is a personal issue. And it bothers me because it shouldn't be like that. I would never have thought that I would say this, but I wish the Young Thug judge was a white man. I never thought I would be saying that. But I feel like he would have more of a chance of an objective, free, and fair trial, because at least the man is going to go on. Well, I can't say that for sure, right? But the other court cases that I have seen, certain judges just go by the book and certain judges just don't. Certain judges just throw their weight around. Certain judges make backdoor deals that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? At the what is it they call it? What do they call it? The something club. Y'all, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the golf club. At the it'll come to me tomorrow, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all up for too much longer. I'm gonna play a few more seconds of this and then we're gonna chit chat and I'm out.
Any further inquiry? Anybody? Okay, Officer Mannheim. Before you get asked any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and release you for the evening, okay?
Thank you, Honor.
And wish you the best. We'll talk with you later, all right?
Yeah,
Please don't assess testimony of anybody except the attorneys in this case. All right, thank you, sir.
All right, y'all. And then they are going to let the jury go and just do housekeeping. It was nothing more that really happened with that. But what I want to do, you guys, is hold on, let me stop. I just want to say thank you to everybody that did come and come kick it with me tonight. You know what I mean? I really appreciate y'all, especially my day ones that's still rocking with me. It's been a minute, and sometimes I thought I lost y'all, but it's just to see that y'all still here, y'all still rocking with me. That warms my heart. It makes me feel good, and it makes me want to come back tomorrow. It makes me want to keep going. You guys, brace yourself because I am doing an end of the year purge, y'all. You know that video that I made a couple weeks back. It was hard for me to make it, but once I did, I felt so much better, you know. And I just want to be understood. You know what I mean? I don't want to be misunderstood when I don't have to be. And it's certain places in my life where I feel like I will forever be misunderstood just because a person might just want it to be that way. But to know that I got a family that I can come on here and you guys are you know, not only going to hear me out, but give me sound advice because I know you do care about me and I know it's coming from a good place. I can receive it, you know, whether I'm right or wrong. Y'all gonna let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. And I love y'all, man. And I really appreciate that. So although it was hard for me to make that video, after I did, it felt so good, y'all. It felt so good. So what I want to do in you know, in the spirit of me just really wanting to start new, start fresh, and really be at my best this year, y'all. I really want to change my life this year. I gotta shed out all the dirt, all the grime, everything that has been weighing me down and holding me down, y'all. I really want to just let it go and release it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come to y'all and I'm gonna talk to y'all about things. And like I said, you know, it might be things that I might have been in the wrong. Somebody else may have been in the wrong. It may be something that has happened to me that I have been letting hold me back in life for the past 31 years. And my birthday is December the 30th. So from now up until that time, which is right at the end of the year, I'm going to just be telling story times. I'm just going to be coming to y'all, being real, telling y'all the things that I want to share and let go of. As y'all can see, your girl, it's been almost like 2 months, y'all, and I haven't even smoked a cigarette. I never even thought that I was going to quit that fast, but I'm glad that I quit. I love y'all. I miss y'all so much. I don't know why I feel like I want to, you know, because y'all still here. Y'all still with me, and I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to be back tomorrow. And I'm gonna definitely try to do it like during the day tomorrow so that we can have some more time. We got to catch up. But Shreya, I love you. Raven, I love you. I love y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. And I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. I hope y'all enjoyed the live, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I feel you, girl. I feel you. I gotta tell you about these vapes, sis. I gotta tell you about the vapes. Because this stopped me, girl. I don't smoke cigarettes no more. And I can't believe it, girl. But enjoy it while you're doing it. Oh, you too, Shreya. I'm sick of y'all, man. I love y'all so much. Y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all so much, all right? Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all. Enjoy your little cigarette.